You're not lazy. You're not undisciplined. You're not behind. But here's what this book says that most people will never admit. You've been working hard your entire life. Waking up early, staying up late, grinding through days that feel like they're going nowhere. And yet, at the end of it all, you look around and think, why does it feel like nothing is moving? You blame yourself. You call yourself lazy. You tell yourself you just need more motivation, more willpower, one more system. You watch one more video, make one more plan, buy one more planner, and then you do it all over again tomorrow. But focus on what matters says the problem was never your effort. The problem is where your effort is going. Think about that for a second. Darius Foroux describes a man rowing a boat with everything he has, every muscle burning, every breath maxed out. But the boat is pointed the wrong way. He's not weak. He's not slow. He's just aimed wrong. And no matter how hard he rows, he gets further from where he wants to be. That's you right now. And the worst part, you feel productive the whole time. Now here's the first thing this book makes painfully clear. Your brain doesn't sort tasks by importance. It sorts them by urgency, by noise, by whoever is shouting loudest in the moment. And in today's world, everything is engineered to shout at you. Every notification, every email, every feed, every message, all of it designed to feel urgent. So you respond, you handle it, you clear it, and it feels like progress. But focus on what matters draws a hard line between two things most people treat as the same. Urgent and important are not the same thing. Urgent is what demands your attention right now. Important is what actually changes your life. And the trap, the one almost nobody escapes, is spending your entire day on urgent things while the important things sit waiting, day after day, week after week, year after year, and slowly, quietly, your real potential just waits. Now think about your average day. You wake up already reactive, phone before your feet hit the floor, someone else's agenda before you've thought about your own. Your brain is already in response mode before the day has even begun. Then the hours pass. You're genuinely busy, moving, managing, responding, reacting. And by the time evening comes, you sit down and ask yourself, what did I actually move forward today? Not what did I handle, what did I build? And the silence after that question, that's the answer. Foroux calls this the busyness trap, and he says it plainly. Busyness is not productivity. Busyness is the feeling of productivity without the results of it. And the most dangerous place you can be is busy but stuck. Here's where this book gets even more uncomfortable. You already know what your most important work is. You've always known. It's that thing you keep pushing to tomorrow. That skill you keep meaning to build. That project that lives permanently on your someday list. That one thing that, if you did it consistently, would compound into something real. You know what it is, but it never gets your best hours. It gets your leftover hours, the tired hours, the hours after everything urgent has already drained you. And then you wonder why progress feels impossible. Focus on what matters says this is not a motivation problem. This is not a willpower problem. This is a sequencing problem. You are giving your worst energy to your most important work and your best energy to everything else. And that single reversal, that one switch, is what separates people who move forward from people who stay stuck. Now here's something this book says that sounds simple but cuts deep. You cannot do everything, not because you're not capable, but because your attention is finite. Every single day you have a limited amount of focus, real, deep, clear focus. And the moment you scatter it across 20 tasks, you don't get 20% of your best on each one. You get a fraction of a fraction. Nothing done deeply, everything done halfway. Foroux calls this the scattering effect. And he says most people never realize it's happening because they're too busy to stop and look. Think about the last time you sat down to do something truly important and gave it your complete, undivided attention. No phone nearby, no tabs open, no part of your brain managing something else, just you and the work. When was the last time that actually happened? For most people, it's been a while. And this book says that gap, that space between what you're capable of and what you're actually producing, that gap is not talent. It's not luck. It's not circumstance. It's focus. And focus is a direction problem before it's a discipline problem. Here's another truth from this book that nobody wants to hear. Most of what you do every day doesn't matter. Not in the way you think it does. Foroux is direct about this. He says the majority of your tasks, your responses, your obligations, they create the feeling of necessity without creating actual progress. They keep the lights on. They keep people happy. They keep you busy, but they don't compound. They don't build. They don't move the needle on the things that actually matter to you. And yet, those are the things getting your best hours. Now imagine this. You have 1 hour tomorrow morning, before the world gets loud, before anyone needs anything from you, just you and the one thing that, if you worked on it consistently, would change your life in 12 months. What would that be? You already know. You've always known. Focus on what matters calls this your most important work, not your most urgent work, not your most visible work, the work that aligns with where you actually want to go, the work that, done consistently over time, compounds into something nobody can ignore. And Foroux' entire argument rests on this, that the people who actually get somewhere are not doing more, they're doing less. But what they do, they protect. They put it first. They give it their sharpest hours before the day has a chance to consume them. This is what the book calls sequencing your day around importance instead of urgency. And it sounds obvious until you try to actually do it. Because the moment you try, the emails are waiting, the messages are waiting, the small fires are already burning, and your brain, trained for years on urgency, will tell you handle those first. Then you'll get to the important thing, but then never comes. Foroux says this pattern has a name. He calls it priority inversion, when the things that should come last keep ending up first. When your most important work permanently lives at the bottom of the list. When you keep telling yourself, after I clear this, then I'll focus on what matters, and the book is clear. That day never arrives on its own. You have to choose it. Now here's the shift this book offers, and it's deceptively simple. Stop organizing your day around tasks. Start organizing your day around one question. What is the single most important thing I can do today that will matter a year from now? One thing, not 5, not a priority list. 1. Because clarity on one thing is more powerful than confusion about 20. When you know what actually matters, really know it, feel it, have written it down, your day starts to organize itself differently. The noise gets quieter. The urgency loses some of its grip. Because now you have a reference point. Every task gets measured against it. Does this move me toward the one thing or away from it? That single filter, applied consistently, will change more about your life than any productivity system you've ever tried. Now here's what focus on what matters says about effort. Because this is where most people misunderstand the whole idea. This is not about working less. This is not about doing the minimum. Foroux is not telling you to be passive or comfortable or half-committed. He's telling you to be ruthlessly intentional. Work hard. Work with everything you have. But aim first. Because effort without direction is just exhaustion with a good story. And you've been telling yourself that story long enough. Think about the version of you 2 years from now. Same 24 hours. Same amount of energy. But that version spent those hours differently. Every morning, before the world got loud, they worked on the one thing. Not perfectly, not always for long, but consistently, with direction, with intention. What does that version of your life look like? You can see it. You've always been able to see it. The gap between where you are and that version of you isn't talent. It isn't luck. It isn't time. It's the daily decision of where your effort actually goes. And that decision, focus on what matters, says, is completely within your control, starting today. So here's what you actually do with this. Tonight, before you sleep, answer one question in writing. What is the one thing that, if I worked on it every single day, would change my life in 12 months? Write it down. One sentence, be honest. Then tomorrow morning, before you check anything, before you respond to anyone, before the world gets its hands on your attention, give that one thing the first 45 minutes of your day. Not perfect conditions. Not when you feel ready. Not after you've handled everything else. First, because what you're really doing isn't just changing your schedule. You're changing what you're signaling to yourself about what matters. You're reversing the inversion. You're finally aiming the boat. And once you're aimed right, once your sharpest hours are going toward the work that actually compounds, everything starts to shift. Not overnight, not in a week, but steadily, quietly, undeniably. One day you'll look up and realize you're not exhausted in the same way anymore. You're tired from building something real. And that kind of tired feels completely different. It feels like direction. It feels like purpose. It feels like you're finally going somewhere. Focus on what matters doesn't promise you an easy life. It promises you a directed one. And a directed life, even a hard one, is worth infinitely more than a busy one going nowhere. The problem was never that you weren't working hard enough. The problem was aim. Now you have it.